Good evening. Did you see Emma? I saw her. Now, you're going to see a lot of Emma this evening because, Dorothy, we are back in Kansas. We are back in the York Gin shop. So I've got Emma at 2 meters distance, and she's going to be popping in to do some technicals for us because we can't have too many machines going on at once. Where's my partner in crime? This is our very last show, and I've lost her. Where are you, Joe? Joe, where are you? Somebody bring Joe to me. Emma, bring Joe to me, please. She's sacked, I tell you. Here she comes. Come on, Joe. Where are you, darling? I need to see you. Oh, there's Alice. We don't want her. Go away. Let's Joe. Joe, darling, good evening. Where are you?
Good evening. I'm just getting rained on down by the Black Swan.
Oh no, I can't believe it. I'm very dry and exceptionally warm here in the York Gin shop. So, right, this is what's going to happen tonight, everyone. So we've got Mad Alice and Joe as our roving reporters. They're going to visit 4 pubs. In each pub, they're going to have a cocktail, which I'm going to make for them back here in the shop. And they're going to bob in and get them on the way to the next shop. Now, they're already down at the Black Swan. So we better bring Mad Alice in. Go on, let's have a quick say hello to Mad Alice. Where is she?
I can see her.
Go on then, let's see where she is.
Here she is.
Hello! Hello, Mad Alice. Good evening. How are you? We hear you.
Here outside the Black Swan pub on Peasholm Green, which is actually one of the oldest pubs in the city centre, dating back from the 15th century. And it just occurred to me tonight that the pubs that we're actually going into all have a similar theme in that they all have, if you can see them just in the flower box there, a cat's hump on the front, which nicely ties in with a York Gin Rutterkin cat, doesn't it?
Of course it does. We love Rutterkin. We love cats of all description. Has it stopped raining, darling?
No, it's just started raining. So with that in mind, I'm going to make our way in.
You bob in. You bob in.
It's not
right.
the thunderstorms as yet, but we're going in.
All right. Go on. You go in. Show us where you're going.
So we're going in through the big oak doors that you can see here. I'll close them in. Because the pub is actually closed to the public for now, but is reopening next Saturday on the 4th of July. So I'm going to take you in to one of the city's famously ghostly haunts. So we're going to make our way up this staircase. Did I get the gin?
Do you think I might make yourself feel
sorry,
No, what?
I've got my gin. So we're ready to go.
You might have your gin, but the lovely visitors at home don't. You make your way up the stairs. I'm going to make what you've got in your pot for the visitors. Go on. There it comes. Right, everyone. It's a dry do. We're not having that. That's Emma's arm, look. Isn't that lovely? There she goes. Right. So first up, they've gone to the Black Swan. So what should we make? Of course, we should make a Black Swan. So we're going to use a Collins glass. Of course, we're going to pop some ice in there. There it goes. It's melting away. It is about 1,000 degrees in this shop, but that's okay. So we filled our Collins glass with some ice. We are going to use our London Dry, which is up here where it belongs, back on the shelf. We're going to use a double measure of London Dry, and it's going to go straight into the glass. Then what we're going to do is we are going to pop a little drop of cassis in there. Cassis, it's lethal. Don't put too much in. Just pop a little drop of cassis. There we go. Then what we're going to do is we are going to top that with some champagne. Yay! We like that. It's called, it's not there. Look, I don't know why. I'll talk it through. So what we've got is our London Dry. We've also popped a little drop of cassis in there. We're topping that up with some champagne. We're going to give that a little stir, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to garnish that with some blackberries, and I've actually got some frozen blackberries, so they're going to act as ice cubes as well. Now have a little look at that. There we go. Oh, that's the ghostly glimmer. That's coming next. Don't tell them that. Oh, ladies, are you enjoying your drink? Oh, it's going to be one of those nights, everyone. We're going to have lots of technical bits and pieces going on because we're all roving reporters. But I've got the cocktail, so stay with me because you won't go far wrong, I would say. All the champagne, all the cocktails tonight have got, oh, hang on, what's going on? All the cocktails tonight have got champagne in them because we thought, as it's our last evening tonight, it's our very, very, very last York gin. Well, not saying forever, but because the shop opens next Saturday, what we thought we would do is have a go out with a bang, and all the cocktails tonight are going to have champagne in them. So that's our first one. That is our Black Swan. I'm hoping that the ladies are there. They are. The ladies are at the Black Swan. Cheers, everyone. Oh, and they're on mute. Let's get them off mute. There we go.
She wants to keep me on mute.
Yeah, I can't blame her for that, to be honest. You
Very
know.
offended.
How are you enjoying
We
your
are
cocktails?
currently upstairs in the Black Swan. They're having a bit of a clean out downstairs in preparation for opening for next weekend. So we're currently in the function room at the top. So you can see there's a beautiful, I don't know if you can see that behind me, beautiful fireplace over here. Jo is stationed herself up by the tapestry on the wall there. And the Black Swan is said to be one of the most haunted pubs in the city. There's a total of about 5 or 6 ghosts. And some of them are more obvious than not, because one of the current residents of the Black Swan is a black cat called Salem. Now, he is a real cat, but I've just passed him on the stairs. He's he's a bit camera shy, so I can't get him to do magic tricks. But patrons have sort of had experiences where they've gone down thinking that they've gone to pet Salem, and actually it's turned out there is in fact a ghost cat in the building wandering around the place. So yeah, if you see a cat, maybe give it a double take instead. The bar area downstairs seems to be the hive of activity. There's about 3 ghosts down there. One is a beautiful lady who wears a white gown, and she just sits by the fireplace staring into the fire. It said that she actually almost emits a glow as if she's reflecting the light from the fire. No one's actually seen her face, so they can't say what she actually really looks like, but whenever she's approached by visitors or staff, she just seems to vanish without a trace. The other ghost that they have downstairs is described as a rather impatient man wearing a Victorian bowler hat, and he sort of stands up at the bar looking at his pocket watch, tapping impatiently, tutting at people, and yeah, seems to be waiting for somebody. And again, when he's approached by visitors, again he just vanishes. And there's also rooms that you can actually stay here. If you are feeling brave, you can stay the night here at the Black Swan. Just thinking, no. I'm thinking, yes, I will stay. I will definitely stay here. But just be warned that if you do decide to book a night here at the Black Swan, the rooms here, as inviting as they are, there seems to be some mysterious footsteps that wander up and down the corridors outside, keeping people awake. When people get up out of bed in the middle of the night to investigate, what they seem to see is a pair of disembodied riding boots walking up and down the place. So they do suspect that it's an old highwayman, because this was one of the coaching inns of the city way back in the day. So there would have been highwaymen here, there would have been lodgers here. But as for who these boots actually belong to, we have no idea. So what do you reckon to that?
I don't want to find out, thank you, Willie.
She doesn't want to find out.
No thanks, no.
So that is our trip to the Black Swan. Unfortunately, I can't show you much of the bar because, like I say, they are in the process of cleaning it. Maggie has got her marigolds on as we speak. Yeah. So we're going to make our way back up because I've finished my gin already. So we're going to start making our way. Catch up, come on. Won't have to tell you to hurry up.
Say hello to my friend Judy for me. We went to a really good Bob Dylan tribute acting here. It was really good.
Oh, Judy. So we're making our way down the beautiful staircase. I don't know if I can flip it around so you can actually see where we're going. Technical difficulties. No, I've just made something worse. Never mind.
Oops, you're right.
So we're coming down the stairs. Creepy old staircase. And making our way back. Oh, there we go. Takes a while to catch up. But yeah. Lovely, lovely old building. So we're going to make our way out these beautiful doors here. So I'll just say a quick goodbye to Maggie. Thank you, Maggie. See you later. Oh, good job. Cheers. Right, trying to grab the umbrellas and out we go into the streets. I've got Not very enough hands here. Hang on. Hold on, let me. Just a moment. Needs a big pull. There we go. So, as we come out into the sunshine, pop that on me, reckon. There we go. There's a lovely, lovely Joe. Back into the sunshine. It's not raining anymore, which is good.
Nice.
There we go. Can you see me now?
Off we go.
There we go. I'm back. Sorry. Oh, technology. It was simpler in my day. All you need to worry about was your horse and cart.
It wasn't.
In the meantime, as we're walking back up to the York Gin shop, which is 2 minutes up the road here, I'm going to say, because I've never been able to say this before, back to Susannah in the studio.
Well, thank you, ladies. That was really exciting at the Black Swan. So they're going to make their way back here. So we will actually be able to see and hear them as they come back in. We've set the shop up ready for opening, and it's going to be opening next Saturday, which is the 4th of July. Independence Day. She can't hear me. It's probably the best way.
No, now we can hear you.
Oh, I was saying something so rude as well. So Independence Day is next Saturday. The shop is going to be open in full. We've got a one-way system going on a little bit later, right towards the end of the broadcast. You'll probably get a really good view of the shop, because right at the end, everyone's going to come back in. We're going to have a three-way. We've sorted out where we're all going to stand, so we're all socially distanced, and we're going to have a last glass to raise a toast to York Gin. And I can't even remember how many weeks we have been doing this. I don't know, it's at least 14. It's a long old time. And Joe and I have done a couple of specials for some other gin festivals as well during that time. We've got another one coming up actually, if you're interested in Handel, we've got, I can't remember what they're called, Ibarak and Baroque, that's what they're called. Now, Ibarak and Baroque are doing a concert, and we're doing the, I want to say we're the interval entertainment, but we've pre-recorded some gin tastings for them. So I believe that's in July. It's beginning of July, something like July the 18th. It's the 18th. It's like I've got someone talking to me in my ear. It's amazing. Anyway, come back to the shop, ladies, because we've got another fabulous cocktail for you before you go off. So what we're going to do is we'll just preempt. So the next stop they're going off up to the Shambles. Now, where we are in our shop, we're right at the bottom of the Shambles. So they're going to come by, they're going to pick up their cocktails, and they're going to walk up the Shambles to the Shambles Tavern. And you're going to hear some more ghostly tales about what's going on up there. While they're doing that, while they're on their move, I'm going to be making the cocktail they're going to take with them. So, interesting. Here we go. We're going to be making something called a ghostly glimmer. Yet again, I'm going to be using my Collins glasses. Now, you recognise these. This is ones from home. I brought them with me. I brought boxes of stuff from home. We've only got gin glasses in the York Gin shop, of course. So here we go. We're going to start. So I think I will be interrupted. So if we get interrupted, I'm not going to worry about it. Here they come. I'm not even start. Look at them. Here they come. Are you here? I can hear them. They're like
Sorry.
giggling away.
Sorry.
Where are you?
We are literally walking past one of the ugliest buildings in York, Stonebow House.
Stonebow. Excellent. That is indeed one of the ugliest buildings. They've tried really hard with the Stonebow. They've tried, unfortunately failed. It's ghastly. It's still ghastly. It was only good when it was fibbers and it was all sticky floors and sort of late night bands and stuff. I remember my son.
It's 1960s architecture now, isn't it? So they can't get rid of it.
They're trying to make it cool now. All right. So I've got my Collins glass ready to make the next cocktail, which is going to be a ghostly glimmer. So they're going to interrupt us. So I'll start, but apologies. I'm going to put the ice in. Right. We're going to put our ice in our ghostly glimmer. Go. Here comes Emma's arm. Will be here any second. There you go. There it is. Thanks, Em. So the minute they come in, we will obviously stop and we'll shoot back to them. Look at my beautiful shop. Well, it's not my beautiful shop, but it feels like my spiritual home. If I was a spirit animal, I would be a York Gin cat.
York Gin spirit.
Yeah, gin spirits. Do you know what, ladies? You've got, because I've done all these cocktails, you've got a lovely, I think you've got 10 shots of gin as you go around. So good luck with it. So I've put my ice in my Collins glass. I'm this time going to use Grey Lady. So there is only one side. You all know there's only one side. One side is the big side. In it goes. It's going to be Grey Lady because of the added citrus. You know they're going to interrupt me any second now. Here they come. There they go. Right. Yes, I know. I can see
going past Greg's.
Right, I'm going to stop because they're going to be in any minute. Right, we'll pan back to you. I'll carry on once you've been. Here we go. Here we're gonna have a little spin. And we're gonna see. We're gonna speak. We're gonna go into our formation of 3, ladies, if you can hear us, and we will have a little chat now. You come into the shop. Right, here we go. You ready? Where are they? They're not difficult to miss. Why can I not see them? Oh, Emma's on the door. Here they come. Here they come, ladies. Here we go. We're spinning. We're spinning. Woo! Woo! Everyone, welcome back to the Black Swan. How was it for you?
Very, very nice.
Very nice. How was your gin?
Drinks on because I've been juggling. Yeah, I don't have a drink now.
Yeah, have a little glug, Joe. Here we go. So actually, you're getting a really nice view of the York Gin shop here. Oh God, look, Alice is going round. You can't see it because we're on me. So that's lovely work, everyone. But you can only see me.
When you have too much gin.
There she goes. She's already off, everyone. There. Oh God, here we go. Here she goes. She's going a little twirl. You're going to get your solo, my darling. Here it comes. Are you ready? Room spin. There we go. We're all in the shop. There she is, spinning round like a record, baby. Dead or alive? Well, she's dead, isn't she, Mad Alice? I don't know. Well, that'd be another thing, of course. How did you like the blackberries? I like it. As I say, I've been juggling, hardly had a chance. Good gracious me. Well, they'll all be here.
To not get the drink down.
Good gracious, ladies, you're slacking because there's a lot more to go. I can assure you of that. There's loads more. Right, Ems, let's get back to get them off up to the shambles, and we can go off onto our next one. Are you ready?
Yes. Oh, we just got it. She's kicking us out already. Let's go. Okay. So, we're going to take shimmering.
Yeah, take your glimmering. Go. Shimmering. That's it. That's it. Back. She's gone. They're gone. Joe, don't forget your gin. Fiddlesticks. There we go. Back to me. Here we go. Oh, Lord. Oh, no, that's the one I need. Here we go. Emma, I just need that little bit of paper that's just dropped to the floor. So Emma's just going. So where were we? We'd already put our glimmering. We put our grey lady straight into our. Hello. We put our grey lady straight into our gloves. Into that, we're going to put a little splash of lemon juice. So here's some lemon juice I did earlier. Just a little splash, probably about half a measure in there. Next, I'm going to put probably about the same, just a little splash of elderflower cordial. So in that goes there, straight in the glass, of course. And then I'm going to put the tiniest drop of sugar syrup. We just shut the door, so we don't want them to come back again. But they will come back. You know they will. So we're going to put a little drop of sugar syrup in there. Now, what I'm going to do now is just give that a tiniest of stirs. I'm going to use that one. I'm going to give that a tiniest of stirs. Because tonight all the cocktails are topped with champagne, I'm going to top up with champagne. There we go. That's lovely. I have more bottles, fret not. And it goes there. I'm going to garnish that with a lemon twist. Now, little secret, here's how I make my lemon twist. I actually put them round a clothes peg. That's quite how sad I am on my gin cocktails. So I'm just going to pop that. I'm going to let it go. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. There, look at that, everyone. Last show and the perfect twist. In it goes. And there we go. I'm going to give that a little swizz around. Now, I love Grey Lady because of its added citrus. So I'm just going to give it a little sugar. Oh my, that is lovely. And you know what makes it really nice? I think it's the elderflower that really comes through in this. Right, Emma, I think they're there. I can see them. Let's see what's going on. There, she's giving us the thumbs up. Back to Mad Alice and Joe.
Hello.
Hello.
Can you hear me now? There we go.
I can.
She keeps putting, like I said, she keeps putting me on mute. So there we go. But we are currently on the Shambles, one of the city's famous streets. Beautiful old buildings around me. Some people are here tonight as well. So I've noticed we just passed a new gin shop, that's not a shop, but a bar that's just opened on the Shambles. But I think that's what all people are waiting for. But we are currently outside the Grey Lady tea rooms, hence why we've got the Grey Lady drinks. And the shimmering, glimmering ghost, what do we call it?
That'll be it. We called her the Ghostly Glimmer.
Ghostly Glimmer. There we go. I was close. There we go. It's really nice. Oh, I've not even tried it yet. It's yummy, Susannah.
I like this one too. It's the elderflower, darling.
I was told I wasn't allowed to try the drinks until you'd made the cocktail, so I'm sticking to that rule.
Mm.
Has she not made them yet?
Oh, no, she's done it. You've done it. You made it.
I've done it. I've done it.
Oh, that is nice. Slip away.
Yes.
But while we are here, I can tell you about the Grey Lady tea rooms behind me, because there is actually a ghostly presence in this building. Now, my friends actually own this building, and I actually work with the manageress. And she's a lady who does not believe in ghosts at all. She won't mind me saying that, because that is perfectly true. She does not believe in ghosts. But her and her husband have been running the tea rooms here for a good few years, probably I think about 10 years plus, maybe. Is that right, Claire? Yeah, 10 years plus. And like I say, she doesn't believe in ghosts, but she's actually had a change of heart in the last couple of years, because one of the patrons went to use the toilets, came out and described the fact that as they were washing their hands, they'd actually seen a lady in grey, believe it or not, walk out the wall behind her and through a solid wall. Claire didn't really pay much attention to this, thought, yeah, whatever, doesn't believe in ghosts, not going to pay any attention to it, until a few years later, another customer had exactly the same experience. So this made Claire think, oh, how can two people describe in detail the same lady in grey walking out from a wall and into another wall as well? So very peculiar. Upstairs, the tea room actually does extend. They've got a series of tables, and in one of the corners they actually have a writing desk with a chair. And they say that there's no real reason for customers to go over that place. All the seating areas over the other side of the room. But for some reason, when they first moved in, the carpet in the area around the desk was actually quite heavily worn away. It was almost as if somebody had been pacing up and down. So just a few years ago, they had a new carpet installed. And after a few months, exactly the same thing started to happen. The carpet started to be worn away yet again, to the point where they've actually just installed a new carpet about less than 6 months ago. I want to say about 4 months ago. And as of yet, nothing's happened to the carpet. But seems like they haven't been in the building for about 3 months. Who knows what it's going to look like. But if you did fancy a little something for a sunny day, they have an amazingly large terrace at the back, and they will be open with many other businesses next weekend on July the 4th. So be sure to go in there. Yeah, it's huge. Oh, it really is. There's loads of space back there. So yeah, get yourselves in there. Nice cream teas as well. Highly recommend it. But what I really want to talk, I'm going to grab your gin. And what I really want to tell you about is the pub that's just up the road here. So Susannah, do we have another gin for this pub, or is this it?
Oh, maybe there isn't. No, 5 drinks, I think, tonight.
Oh well, she's not there, so I'm going to carry on.
No gin for you, Alice. You've had too many.
What?
You've got another, what was it, 6 or 8 shots waiting for you back here, darling. So you'll be fine. Don't you worry.
That's not what's waiting for me at home either. That's quite exciting. I like this one. This one's my favourite so far, I think.
Good.
It's really refreshing.
Really, I think it's the elderflower. It's really nice.
It is very nice.
We've got a little video to show. Do you want us to show the little video?
Yeah, show the video.
Show video. Woo!
Roll BT. Yeah, there
Roll
we go.
BT.
7. Is it playing?
Yes, it's playing.
Okay.
Whoa! All those tins have just fallen off the shelf. We can do it again. We're doing it again.
Oh,
That's unbelievable.
going for a second one.
Here it comes. Whoa! Naughty ghost.
No.
So, I have got friendly with the people in there. They make, if you're ever down here for the Christmas markets, get yourself in here for a mulled wine, because they do the best mulled wine.
They got your gin in it.
No, it's got brandy.
What? Well, no, it needs your gin in it. That's the only mulled wine we're interested in.
I have a multiple of bevies that I like to include in my daily diet.
Okay. Do you get your 5 a day through alcohol?
Exactly. You see,
Yeah.
brandy is what? Not curried, but pig, like, what's the word? Fruits, basically.
Alcoholic, I think it's the word.
Alcoholic, yeah, that's the word, alcoholic. So that's one of your 5 a day, isn't it? There we go. But the shambles have it. Wow, this gin has really got to me already.
Keep going,
That
Alice.
is
Keep going.
Keep going, keep going. So the video that you
You're a
just
pro,
watched,
darling.
that is Luke, who's one of the barmen who works here, and he actually sent me that video. And the story is that he was here early one morning, 7 o'clock in the morning, stocking up the place, making sure everything was tidy and that. And then without warning, all those boxes that they used to pack up all the beers just flew off the top shelves. And you can see they're actually thrown with some force. It wasn't just, you know, one's toppled over. It was literally thrown at him.
I wouldn't go in there again.
You
wouldn't catch me in that room.
I know, you're a bit of a... Hello, have you met me? I love a ghost story. Jo's a bit of a wimp. There we go. She needs a few more of these before she'll do anything. But I've lost my train of thought now. I'm too busy thinking of gin.
Tell us about the Shambles Tavern, for God's sake.
Oh, I know what I was going to say.
Shambles Tavern, darling. Tell us about the Shambles.
The Shambles themselves are actually known as the Street of the Butchers, which is slightly ironic. I'll try and get a good shot of them. There we go. Slightly ironic nowadays because we don't actually have very many butchers left. In fact, I think the only butchers is just next door to me. So yeah, but there aren't any butcher shops in the Shambles anymore. Yeah, it comes from Fleshambles. That's what the street used to be named, because the Shambles is not because it's a shambolically structured street. You can see behind me just how close together buildings are. They actually come from the shells that line up along the streets, which you'll be able to see over this side here. The street was known as Fleshambles, and what they do, the butchers would actually lay out their pieces of meat on these shambles. Now, of course, the Shambles Tavern was no exception to this. That was also a butcher's as well. And they know that there was actually a family that used to live in the building. And they think that it's the spirits of the children that still haunt the building to this day, because the workers will be downstairs, the bar staff will be working away. They'll suddenly hear footprints running up and down the corridors above them, above the steps, and they actually have to tell them off in a kind of parental manner. They have to, the bar staff, this is, they'll bang the feet down on the bar and say, go back to your room, and then the footsteps will scuttle back upstairs, never to be seen or heard of again. So they do think it's mischievous children that sort of roam upstairs.
Mine never went. At least Mad Alice, mine never went upstairs when they were told. They were always naughty.
In fact, I was going to say, we live in an old vicarage, and we've had several occasions when Sam was really small, and we'd be watching telly, and then there'd be this pit-pat upstairs, and we'd think, oh my goodness, Sam's out of bed. Go upstairs, sound asleep. So 1856 house goes back to you.
Boogie!
Some pitter-pattering in my house.
Yeah, the pitter-pattering in my house that I grew up with was actually me just talking about the place.
Yeah, exactly. That's what your dad says anyway.
Yeah, that's, in fact, if they're watching tonight, they'll agree with me that they always
will
said to me that. Are they watching?
Yeah,
Okay.
I hope so. I think so. I'm just watching
They
the
should
comments.
be.
Come on, you said you were coming.
But they always said to me that I was the weird child in that, you know how you sort of send your children to bed, go back to your room as a punishment?
Yeah.
For me, I used to love that. I'm like, yeah, all right. So I used to go back to my room regardless. But yeah, I used to live, there was 3 floors in our house, and I used to live on the top floor. My brother was in the room next to me. And I remember as a kid, my mother denies this now, but I remember as a child, my mother told me that actually an old woman who used to own the house before us, because it is an old Victorian building, actually died in my brother's room, which was right next door to my room. And I swear, weird stuff used to happen in my room, but they never used to believe me. No, it wasn't me. For the first time in my life, it wasn't me, but weird stuff used to happen in my room. The lights would turn on by themselves. And I remember there was one morning where I used to keep a glass in my room to get sort of cups of water and stuff. And I woke up one morning and the glass was actually shattered all over the place, which I didn't hear. I'm not a particular heavy sleeper, but I didn't hear. It didn't wake me up. And it was kind of just piled up as if it had shattered and then sort of somebody had brushed it. Yeah.
Oh
it was really weird. So I remember stuff like this.
At this point.
So, funnily enough, so their house is actually younger than the house that I live in now, and I get more freaked out at their house than I do in my house.
So bizarre. It's all to do with feelings, isn't it? The feelings thing.
Yeah, that, and I'm just a bit weird. So,
But you know what?
yeah,
That's a really nice shot. The shambles you've just given us there. That's a great shot. Really lovely.
About me. I thought you were talking
No,
about
but
me. then.
you're always gorgeous, my
Thank
darling.
you.
Always gorgeous. But those of us that are missing the shambles, look at it. That's why we live in York. It's blooming beautiful. Look
You
at
know
it.
what? I always say the Shambles is one of the streets in York that looks the best when it's just after it's been raining, because the cobblestones glisten, and you really get a sense of things down here. But just in case you're thinking that the cobbles are old, the cobbles are actually from the 1970s. They were put in.
Oh, right. What?
Yeah. Not many people realise
Susannah,
that.
just missing a load of slabs of meat really down there, aren't
Oh, blah. Speaking of,
you love a good sausage, don't you?
no, we don't love a good. As long as it's a veggie sausage, we're all
Oh
right.
yeah, you're vegan, aren't you?
No, I'm not vegan. We're just sort of mildly veggie. That's okay.
Mildly veggie. I don't know
But
why
you know
we're
what?
friends.
Do you know the story about the teapot? You know, between the very the two houses that are closest together. Do you know you can pour a cup of tea between those two houses? There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah, fair.
So I had somebody on my tour not so long ago because I was talking about you can actually shake hands with the person opposite, and she said she works in this building.
Wow.
That they do occasionally still shake hands across the top. And I was like,
Yay! That's a really cute thing to do. All right,
yeah,
ladies.
just made the point that they can't shake hands now because of social distancing, which is probably
Yeah, absolutely. But they could just, they're about 2 meters, to be honest. So they could actually just look out the window and they'd be fine.
Yeah, it'll be all right.
They'd be all right.
We're making our way back down to you because literally you're across the road.
Making our way back to
I
you.
can't wait. I'm so excited. Come back,
I'm so
ladies.
excited, and I just
Oh, my
can't
Lord.
hide it.
Singing.
I'm
see,
about to lose control, and I think I
like it.
I need to be sort of over here.
Honestly, ladies, come on back down. Come on, bring your cameras. We'll be able to see you in about 2 seconds. In fact, Emma the arm is looking out for you now.
Okay, good. Emma the arm. Very good. Yeah, we'll be there soon. But yeah, if you ever come to York, Shambles is a good place to come to.
It is. I'm just getting ready. Have you finished your drinks, lovelies? Are you ready for another?
Well,
I won't say no, but
honestly, darlings, you're such lightweights. And then like
it's the weather. It's the weather. I'm blaming
the weather. Are you serious? It's the
I'm
weather.
the lucky hands.
I used to think like drinking was my talent. I was really good at making a bottle of wine disappear in 10 minutes. And you know what? The more I spend time in York Gin Company, the more I realise I'm a bit of a lightweight because
You are a lightweight. I'll give you another 10 years.
Emma from York Gin who's staring at me through the window. She can really drink.
We're about to open the door. We're going to do the same as we did last time. We're going to do the power of 3 again. Okay, as we turn to welcome you to us. Does somebody go on mute, or else we're going to get horrendous feedback? So there we go.
Yes, I will turn my volume down. There we go.
Hurrah for that. Here you come. I can see you. Here you come, darlings. Get that door, Ems. Oh, I'll get the door. Hello! Welcome back. How are your drinks, ladies? Absolutely scrum. Really like that. Yeah, well, that was the one that we. Yeah. That was the category. Have you noticed that we started early? Yeah, you can do a little plug. Whoops. Lucia. Surprised you don't come with Rapunzel. I know. She's always my, you'll always be my daughter. You will always be my girl. Always my daughter.
There's Mum.
You will always be mine.
You will.
You're golden.
Finding your mind. I don't know what's happening behind me. But I will say that the other day, I got a package through the door.
Right.
I know, right? I'll never say it. And the postman opened the door and was like, got something for you. I was like, all right then. And he gave me this package, which is my friend Paul Birch at Canterbury. Who I auxiliary, so we are drinking Canterbury gin. I used to live down in Canterbury.
Oh.
And many years ago, 17 years ago, I worked it out. That I was down there, and I used to know Paul and John and Jodie.
Yeah, but it's as good as York gin.
I wish. Come on, I'm a bit older. But yeah, so Canterbury, they have their own distillery down there at the Foundry and brewery as well. So we've been and you did ask me the other day, did I like it? The fact that there's literally no third left. If you want to send me another bottle, I'll be fine with that. But yeah, we do like it. So yeah,
Hooray!
Down in the south, but if you're up north,
Yeah, we're back. The good news is we're back in the shop. Everyone's here. I can't even believe they're about to set off on their third journey. There are 4 journeys in total. It's going to be the 3rd journey. Right, are you ready, you lot? Because I think you're wild and unruly. I can't quite believe.
Jerry's on your way. You have to.
Sorry. All of us are extremely warm. We are super duper warm. Okay, there she comes. There she comes. That's a she. Get away from me and get to your 2 meters. So it's very, very warm in this shop. We've all sort of slightly wilted, is I think the truth. But the good news is they're about to pick up another cocktail. We're super warm. They're so complaining. Do you know what? It's not thunder and lightning, which was actually forecast. So they should be super grateful that they're out there in actually just muggy, humid stuff. So we're going to send them out the door. We're going to send them with a Puck's Mischief, which is the next cocktail I'm going to be making while they walk to the 3 tons. And we hear... What are we going to do with the people? I don't know what we're going to do. God, she's so naughty. She's so naughty. Good lovelies. There she goes. She's having a little drinky there, isn't she? No. What? No. Yeah. Why haven't they finished? They are lightweights. You know what? Then when they come back to this shop right at the end, we're going to have a little clear up. We're going to, what's that game you play where you actually just down everybody's leftovers? I can't actually remember what it's called, but we're going to be doing down it. So I'm going to send them off to the 3 tons. I will be making a Puck's Mischief, which they're going to take with them. Go, please. Oh, but they don't go. Oh, but they don't go. Oh, but they don't go. No, like, off you go. Oh, you do the door. Off they go.
Do everything here.
Can't get the staff, everyone. I'm so sorry. Off they go. So we're going to do a little funny spin thing again, and then we're going to make the drink. Here we go. Go, go, go. And we're back in the room. It's like it was magic. There we go. So the good news is, as I said, whoop, there we go. Right at the beginning, everything we do tonight has got champagne in it, which is brilliant. So Puck's Mischief. Well, I'm going to free pour a bit here. I know that we said 2 measures of Roman fruits, and we do sort of measury things. We're not big on a measure here. Oh, good news is I've just done 10,000 steps. What a complete result. I've been in the gin shop all day doing absolutely nothing but drink gin. So 10,000 steps of drinking gin. Marvellous. I'm just going to put a big glug, is the fairness. So I'm just going to put a little glug there. So Shannon, I know you're watching, darling. So this is one you can try. Really simple. So you pop a little bit of Roman fruits in the bottom. That's probably about a measure-ish, something like that. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to add a little splash of lemon juice. Now, lemon juice will cut through any sweetness that the fruit's going to bring out. We don't want it too sweet. So I can see them walking up to the 3 tons. It's hilarious, I could just tell you. No, not yet, not yet. So there we go. So I'm going to pop a little bit of lemon juice right in there. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to my little stirrer. I think I'll have that one today. I'm going to give that a little stir up, and then I'm going to top it champagne. So all I've done is just added Roman fruits and a little tiny bit of lemon juice. That's really it. I'm going to top it up. Don't you worry. Loads more bottles. Don't you worry. There we go. In it goes. Now, actually, do you know what? Looks a bit pale. Needs more Roman fruit. Let's put some more in there. Let's get a little bit more off. I sent them off, and theirs was really quite dark red, to be honest. So, so we put a little bit more in. So we're probably up to a full measure in a bit, I would say. Now, here's a little treat for you. So, anybody remember when we went back to the tasting box? Remember the tasting box? So in the tasting box, there were those little packets of, I'm showing you sort of a jam jar. It's actually Glynis's jam jar. I showed you a little tasting packet, and in there were the fruits, some dried fruits that go in the Roman fruit mixture. So what I've done is I've taken out all hibiscus from that. I literally just put it on my kitchen work surface. I picked out all the hibiscus and I popped it in some sugar syrup. So I've got some sort of syrupy hibiscus, and see what colour this. So that was clear, and now it's gone like a reddy colour. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to stick my sticky fingers into this, and I'm going to pop a couple of bits of hibiscus right into the top of there, and I'm going to put a tiny bit of the syrup as well. All right. Whoa, that looks good. Now that looks better. You pop it. Oh, you know what? It happens. Just overexcited. We always forgive that. We'll just get. Don't you worry. I've got wet wipes down here. I'm full of wet wipes, Emma. Right. Let's give it a little swirl and a little go. Here we go. Because we're going back to. Oh, they're there. I can see them. They're there. Let's get them on. Oh, wow. That hibiscus and syrup is amazing. Love it. I've got water. I've got a tea towel. I'm like, here they come. Oh, God. Here we go, everyone. Hello. Are you there?
We are. We're not sure if Bad Alice's phone is working, so we're going to give it a try. And if not, I'm handing mine over to her.
She looks fine. I can see both of you.
You've frozen on my screen, so I have no idea what's happening.
Oh. Well, I promise you, you're not on mute. You're not frozen. Everybody's good.
Right, good.
We're going in. We're at the 3 tons. I don't know how much of the 3 tons you can see, but before we go in, I want to point out another cat just in the window. Sorry, I don't know what's happening. But we got another cat on the York cat trail there. See it? So 3 tons pub is literally just up the road from where you are now, but we're going to head on inside. Because we have a lovely gentleman here to let us in. Thank you.
It's all right.
Thank you.
Well, hello.
But we're still building.
You're still building. So let me spin you around. So this is the 3 tons pub.
Oh, it's so nice.
It's nice, isn't it? It's nice and cool for a change.
So when you spend all day in it.
Oh, I suppose it is. Well, I've spent a bit of time in here. These are new. These screens are new. Yeah, there we go. Is that all your social distancing thing? Very good. So they have told me that they are going to open on the 4th of July. Yes. Limited capacity or just?
I think, well, yeah, limited capacity. Just a table service with tables at full, and that'll be it.
There you go, table service. You don't even have to move. That's brilliant.
How brilliant is that? That's the best kind of pub ever.
It is good. When do you know when this pub dates from, Mark?
1782.
1782. There we go. So it's another.
Hello, Mark.
Hello.
I'm the ghost of Christmas past.
Should we get one?
You don't
You don't want to go on camera.
He
always gets
camera shy. Mark, come and see us after.
Yeah, there we go.
I am so.
Are you handsome, Mark? Is he as handsome as Daniel Craig? And he's trumpet.
Oh, yeah. He's got the trumpet on and everything. Honestly.
Let's show him in his trumpet. Let's get him on.
Alex Skarsgård. No, we'll have him.
Well, come on, let's see it. Oh, you've got all fuzzy. Come on, stay still, Alice. Stay still.
Sorry. Oh, well, I don't know. It's really hard because I can't see anything on this camera, so I'll wait until I go back.
We can see you fine, darling. You carry on.
It'll be fine.
Sure.
We'll carry on.
We'll use mine instead.
Shall I use yours?
Yeah, here
yeah,
we go.
I know what I'm doing.
We'll just put this one. Shall we just put this one down with a fixed background?
Yeah. Give it a nice background. Right, okay, I'm on Joe's phone now.
They're not putting on that side of the bar there.
Which side
Yeah.
It's got more elevation.
Right, so Jason, who is the landlord of this pub, actually grew up in this pub upstairs, and he's told me a lot of his stories as well. There apparently is a bedroom upstairs that has a doorway which is about halfway up the wall, so it's kind of inaccessible in a way. And that was his room as a kid. Now he says that night after night, this doorway would be banging away,
as if there was something inside trying to get out. But try as they couldn't actually open up the doorway. It was kind of wedged shut, so they just kind of left it for a time. But after a while, Jason's mother decided she would actually bring in a priest to do an exorcist of the building. And as such, they sort of blessed the building, and the banging sort of went away, which was fine, until one day it just mysteriously opened of its own accord. And when they had a look inside, they found a... Oh, is that your bedroom?
Yes, that's my bedroom now.
Did he not tell you this story?
Sort of, but you know, when you don't listen, you're like, oh.
Okay, maybe I should lower my voice to them. I just hear if that is the room that he sleeps in now.
With all the lights on.
Okay, but yeah, so there is a doorway halfway up the room. Have you seen inside? Well, it's screwed shut now. He's told me.
Yes, I don't want to look inside.
Okay.
Just being that it is.
Do you want me to tell you what they found inside?
No.
We'll put this under my breath then. It's nothing too bad. It's fine. He's quivering in his boots. So, what they actually found inside, they actually found an old rusty bed frame, a broken rocking chair, and something else that I can't quite remember. So they found like items as if somebody actually used to live in that old room. And remember how I said that they couldn't actually open this door? Well, since the building was actually blessed, they then couldn't shut this door to the point where they've actually had to screw it shut.
Oh, that's good then.
Is that true? So it's screwed shut now?
Yeah,
So it's still screwed now to this day.
Oh, we like a screwed door shut. Like a screwed door, whatever.
And it stays screwed shut. But people say that the staff here have sort of witnessed kind of things moved about. There's a bit of a cheeky spirit here, which keeps in with our, what's it called?
Poltergeist. Oh,
yes,
yes.
the drink.
Puck's Mischief.
Puck's Mischief. So there's definitely sort of poltergeist activity here. Glasses tend to fly off the shelves. Objects move. Disappear.
Have you seen stuff like that?
Well, I haven't. One of our bar staff, she was portioning up the chili in the cellar, and she had the tubs, and then they just disappeared on her, and somebody moved them, and she blamed it on me.
Well,
and I was
naturally.
like, how could it be me when I was on the bar?
Oh my gosh.
So yeah,
So to this day, she will not go in that cellar without anybody with her.
There we go. So kind of stuff moves of its own accord. You got a grumpy man that's in the corner, an old man in the corner. Which corner does he appear in?
I think it's that one there.
He's over in this corner here.
People do tell me, but you know, when you're busy,
Just get on.
Is this like a playpen area? What's this?
No, we're just
It's a Mad Alice playpen. It's been fine.
I thought the kids were in the. I thought the kids were in the other pub, not that one. The ghosty kids.
The ghosty kids are in the Shambles Tavern.
Yeah.
Or locked in Mark's bedroom upstairs. Who knows?
Ooh, crikey, that's a whole different story.
Yeah. But no, there's an old man that apparently sits in the corner here. Again, sort of slightly impatient and a bit grumpy, tucks under his breath, and then when people try to approach him, he just tends to vanish into thin air.
Sounds like my husband.
Your husband's not grumpy. Your husband's lovely.
No, but he's just that vanish into thin air when people try to approach him.
Well, we all try and do that, really. So I put my drink down. I've forgotten where I put it, but I feel like... Oh, it's right in front of me. There we go.
But Mad Alice, it started off over there.
It did start off over there. So I put it over there. It wasn't here to start with. So these are the ghosts of the 3 Tons pub. So we do actually come to the 3 Tons sometimes on our York Gin tour. So I'll be telling you these stories on that tour as well, because obviously the York Gin tour is slightly on pause at the minute, trying to fathom out what's going to happen. So that'll be all exciting. And yes, and you can actually come back and visit this pub from the 4th of July. It will be open to the public. Back to you in the studio, Susannah.
Oh, Lodi. You are so lovely. You just love saying that. Oh, I've got my glasses on. Sorry, Mum. Just back to me in the studio. I was just looking and reading some really beautiful comments. Apart from one or two. York University Women's Rugby Club, we say a big thumbs up to you. That is an amazing society to belong to. I'm big on that. That is amazing. Ladies, they're on their way back. They're not far off because it's only just up the road. So we'll be seeing them any second soon. Now, they're about to go next door, which is the Golden Fleece. Now, the Golden Fleece is next door to our York Gin shop. So if you come into our shop, any one of the ladies that are here working will always say, you always get the same service. You always get great service. We tell you all about the gins. We ply you with loads of gin. And then people normally say to us, so where should we go for a drink? Now, what we often say is, just go next door. Twofold, two reasons for that. The Golden Fleece is reportedly the most haunted pub in York. And also, secondly, you can follow the cat trail. Now, Mad Alice has been talking about cats on the top of the buildings. Now, in York, we have a number of cats all around buildings in York. So what you do is up the shambles, there's basically a cat shop, or in here, we actually hold them. You can tell I'm so hot. I'm like really melting. We also sell the booklet here, but you can get a little free one as well up there. Also, should probably say that. But basically, you tick cats off on the tops of buildings. Oh my God, I can see them coming. It's a worry. So the good news is next door is most haunted, but it also has the #1 cat on the side of the building. So we always say, when you leave us, leave with your gin, obviously. Go next door to have a gin and tonic in a sort of pubby, scary atmosphere. But also look up, because that's the first cat on the tour. Hooray! That's what we say. Right, now they're on their way. So what we're going to do, we're actually going to make 2 cocktails for the Golden Fleece. The first one they're going to take with them. God help them all. The second one is they're going to come back and taste with us. It's not often I have to say, I have actually been drinking the cocktails too. I don't think I've been drinking them quite at the rate they have. But because I've still got a little bit of my first one. I like the second one very much. I think the elderflower is really, really lovely. So I haven't got much of the elderflower one yet. And actually, I surprising for myself, really enjoyed the Puck's Mischief. Actually, really, really enjoyed it. So what we're going to be making next is an Airman's Revenge. Now, as usual, they're going to interrupt me, aren't they? They're going to interrupt me. So I'm going to try and start. And then we'll have to stop. We'll do the whole spinny thing again, where we can see everybody, and that'll be all jolly. We need to sort Alicia's phone. Mad Alice's phone. Oh, I'm so naughty. I'm so sorry. We'll sort Mad Alice's phone out, because I don't quite know why she's come off her phone, because it was working fine. You agree it was working fine? I think it was working fine, but that's fine. But we'll go start with an Airman's Revenge. So Airman's Revenge, I've got a Collins glass again. I love a Collins glass because I really like a long drink. We're topping everything with champagne tonight. You don't have to do that. You could top it all with soda. Oh, here they come. And they're going to stop me. So I'm just going to stop right now. Here they come. Welcome. Hello. Hello. We're going to spin. We're off to spin. There we go. Hello, everyone. Hiya. Where are you from, darling? So, it's a good news. You've made it back to the shop. Hurrah!
I did. I've just seen next door sort of going, are you coming to us? I'm like,
no, one more. So
So
the good news is that actually we saw everything in the 3 tons. That was all really good. It was really good. But we didn't see? What? We didn't see the trumpets. Oh, he was shy. He was hiding behind the bar. Playing his trumpet.
I said, do you want to go on? And he was like, no.
Camera is shy.
He was coming to terms with the fact that his home was haunted, and he
he was a bit shocked by that. His face just kind of sort of the blood drained from his face as I was telling the story.
But was it? Did he actually rival Daniel Craig in those trumpets? Did he look as good?
certainly. You have to go and visit the 3 tons.
I've never been in the 3 tons. That's shocking.
It's very nice.
Well. We got feedback. That's all right. No, we'll sort it out. It's all being sorted. Oh, I think we're fine. We're back. Oh, and Emma. It's lovely Emma. Emma, who gets the best santan in the world. It's just really, it's been really hot. I'm still super pale, everyone. And Mad Alice, are you super pale?
Am I super pale?
No,
Guy's not here. He's here. Guy's answering all your lovely comments. Shall we get him on? Shall we? Oh, he's going, no, he doesn't want to. Maybe at the end when we come back for yet another cocktail that's got at least 2 shots of gin and champagne and other stuff in, maybe he'll come back to us. Are you all right, love? I'm hot. She's hot. We're only on this camera currently. All right. So the good news is we're going to the Golden Fleece next. Now, the Golden Fleece is reportedly the most haunted pub in York, and they've got good reason to suspect that. In fact, Jo, where are you? Are you gonna? There she is. There she is. Are you gonna tell us a fabulous story?
Yes, do you know what? That we've just got our own little York gin story about this, because I was serving before lockdown, and a guy and his wife came in, and he wanted to buy a couple of bottles, small bottles, for that evening, just to have some nice tasters in his hotel room. And I said, "Oh, what are you saying?" He said, "Oh, next door at the Golden Fleece." I said, "Oh, it's very haunted. Did you know?" And he said, "No." So it's very haunted. Watch out. And anyway, the next day he came in and he said, "You won't believe what happened last night. My wife slept through the whole lot, but I was up from about 2 till 4 in the morning." He said it sounded like there'd been a furniture removal company, and all the furniture was flying about on the floor beneath him. He said he could hear it clear as day. Chairs, tables, everything bashing, banging. And he went down to look, nothing, nobody around, absolutely no reason for this. So he came in the next day and was quite spooked by the whole affair. So yes, our own little York gin and capture there.
So, as I was saying, you probably missed it. Right back from the 3 tons. I was saying that often when people come into the shop and they say, "Oh, come on, when can we get York gin?" You always say, "Not everywhere." But actually, just we go next door, because not only do you get a gin and tonic, you also get as well.
Yes. And some furniture removal.
And some furniture remover. Who doesn't like that? It's a win-win situation for all. Right. So what's going to happen now is they are going to trip off to the Golden Fleece while they just trip literally next door.
Little top up, girlie.
Yeah, I would. Yeah, well, Mad Alice has got hers. Joe, I made you one. Get out. So that is an Airman's Revenge, which I'm just going to make while you just nip next door. I'm going to make it for the people who are viewing. Hello, lovely people.
I'm not strong.
Crikey, she's already said it's strong. It's a nightmare. Right, right. We're going to do the spinny thing again. Well, they're off. Hang on, let's get them out the door first. Bye. See you in a minute. Are you ready? And we're off. Let's go. Okay, super quick Airman's Revenge. Right, we've got our there we go. Our Collins glass. We're going to shove some ice in there. Oh, I can't. Oh, there we go. That'll do. That'll do. We like ice. We like ice. So we're going to pop 2 measures of Old Tom in there. There we go. There's only over one side of the Old Tom. Oh, is that Old Tom? Just double check. No, that's Great Lady. That's all wrong. Let's not do that. Let's pop that one back there. As delicious it would be, to be honest. We said we would use Old Tom, so let's use Old Tom. Old Tom in there. 2 measures. There it goes. Whee! There we go. We're going to pop. This is exciting. Brings us back to Colonel Craig and his trunklets. We're going to use a little dash of Lillet Blanc. Remember, that's a sort of vermouth. It's a white vermouth. And there we go. Little plop in there. There we go. That'll do us. Now, we're going to top this with half ginger ale and half champagne. Why the ginger ale? You will find out, because it's all to do with the ghost story. So I'm going to pop, not big on ginger ale, really. I prefer champagne. So I'm going to pop a little bit of ginger ale. Oh, I think they're there. Hang on. I'm going to pop a little bit of champagne. And then, hang on a minute, I'm going to pop some lemon wheels in there. And I'm going to quick stir. Jobs are good. Off we go. Oh, they're in my window. Oh, no, they're in my window. They're so naughty. They are actually in the window pulling faces. I'm going to throw to them and just throw them. Go, girls. You're on. There we go. There they are. Look at the naughty mixing.
Shall we get a shot of Susannah in the shop? I don't know if you can see it through the window there. But we're literally... Have you finished gin making?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, she's finished. But we're literally just heading 2 steps in this direction. Right next door to the York Gin shop is one of the famous pubs in York called the Golden Fleece. If I can try and angle it so you can actually get the name in. There we go. Joe's being naughty at the shop, which is quite
honestly
funny.
You're so naughty, all of you.
So,
I can't believe
yes,
it.
here we are at the Golden Fleece, which is known to be one of the most haunted pubs in York. And again, if I can sort of bring it up, there is another cat which is on the first floor window of the Golden Fleece, so you can actually.
I told them that. I told the lovely people this was the best place to start the cat tour. Here she comes. Emma's coming back. She's in control. She's trusting everyone. Look.
Golden Fleece. I'm only going to tell you a few of them because otherwise we will be here all night. But it is an old coaching inn, and with the old coaching inn, what you find is that the pub is actually situated at the back of the place, and that was to allow the horses and carriages to actually come round. And what they would do, they would go into sort of the background just over there, right by York Gin, and they would park up the horses and carriages at the back and then go into the back bar. But we are heading into the Golden Fleece as now. There we go.
Let's go in.
Shut this outer door so we don't get random.
You come through, my darling, so I'll come back and touch it.
Okay,
Yeah,
there's a hook
see.
on the back there.
I'll do it.
Oh, social distance. So there we go. So this is the Golden Fleece Tavern. How good is it in here? And there's a lot of pretty things as you come in here as well, which I kind of like. Will probably spook out Joe, but obviously you've got a little crow up on the bar there, which is quite nice. You've got all these old photographs of York behind me, which I really love. But what you really want to come in is, as I said, the main bar is actually at the back of the building. So although there is the front bar here, the original bar is situated just down here. You can also actually spend the night here in the Golden Fleece if you are feeling particularly brave. But what I like is if you're walking down this corridor, if you can see them, there are some heads, what we used to be called death masks, going down the corridor as you come into the very back bar here. And in fact, these aren't really death masks as they were. They're actually masks of some local people. In fact, one of them is, I know for a fact one of them is a ghost walker, but I can't remember where he is. But we're making our way back through to the very back bar. That actually just frightened me. I genuinely thought there was somebody stood there for a second, but we're okay. So, as we head into the back bar here, I'm going to turn the sound up so that if anyone does talk to me, I can hear them, because Jo has left me. She's too busy looking at the death mask. Another spooky thing that you find in the back bar is this fella here. He is always propped up at the bar, and it's not a sign that you'll be waiting for service for a long time. I just want to point that out. He's just a regular that appears here. Now, we are drinking, what do we call this? Airman's Revenge, I think it's called.
It is indeed.
Good, because in the rooms upstairs, on the third floor, the story goes, there was actually an American lady who was sleeping in that room one night, and she woke up in the middle of the night. Her name was April. She woke up in the middle of the night, and she realised that there was a figure stood at the very end of her bed, which will unsettle you at the best of times. But this figure was dressed in. Did you hear that?
I did.
Okay, there was just a bag at the back door. Maybe that was. Oh my god! Don't do that to me! She's freaking me out. She's got me. Okay, I think that's the current landlady who's hiding behind the back. Genuinely made me jump. Thank you, Fiona. I hope that's Fiona. I think she's back there. She's hiding. So this lady was. I'm scared now. I know she's lurking. So this lady, she spent the night in the bed, and this figure dressed in an airman's uniform, an old airman's uniform, stood at the foot of her bed. And she thought it was a bit creepy in its own right. And she actually went back to America. And it was some months later, this idea of this man in an airman's uniform was kind of haunting her out. So she did a little bit of research and again went to bed one night, months later, back in her own country. And she woke up and she had this dream that she actually had a chat with this figure that was stood at the end of her bed. And when she woke up, she realised that she'd actually written the name Jeff Monroe on the pad next to her bed, which she doesn't remember writing. So this is very important because she decided to do a little bit digging on this particular name, Jeff Monroe. And Jeff Monroe, turns out, was a Canadian airman who was actually over here during the Second World War, dropped a lot of bombs in the local area, was injured, it appears, and actually came to stay as a lodger at the Golden Fleece pub. Now, the story goes that one night he was a little bit intoxicated, probably had a little bit too much York gin, like we've had now, where I'm getting freaked out by knocks on the window. But he got a little bit intoxicated, had his room up on the 3rd floor. They don't actually know what happened, whether if he jumped or if he was pushed or if it was an accident. He ended up falling to his death, and he fell through. He fell down the 3 stories, through a glass roof, and landed, breaking his neck. And he apparently haunts the 3rd floor. Like I say, this is a place that you can actually stay in. He ends up haunting that room on the 3rd floor. Well, you say that, but he just likes to stand at the foot of the bed and just watch you. So
That goes for a lot of men, though, to be honest, doesn't it?
what kind of men do you know? My men don't do that. They say, oh, they don't do that.
Not that you know of.
I know. We just had an insight into Susannah's life. I feel like there, she's just got random people staring at the foot of her bed.
Well, that's Joe. Joe does that with Cocodamore. Joe has literally random people at the end of her bed.
Constantly, it's a nightmare. I have a regular coming and going of folks at the bottom of my bed. It's a bloody nightmare being me, I'll tell you.
I hope you charge them. See, this is wench.
What?
Trollop.
Crikey.
Wench, trollop. Difference thing.
Difference.
Absolutely. So that's Jeff Monroe. He's up on the 3rd floor. I won't mention one spirit at the minute. I'll leave that till the end because that ties into our next cocktail. But like I mentioned at the very start, this used to be an old coaching in place, and the horses and carts would come round the back. They'd be able to stable up the horses at the back, and they would come directly into the bar at the back here. Now, it's said that there's possibly an old highwayman that haunts this area, and he's been seen wearing a red frock coat, a tricorn hat, and sort of stomps about in his boot. I don't know.
Is it Pete again?
It's not Pete. No, it's not Pete. This one is called One-Eyed Jack, believe it or not.
Is this the one behind the bar? Do you want to show the picture of the one behind the bar, darling?
That's Twin Peaks, One-Eyed Jack. Is there?
I don't know what that is. But One-Eyed Jack.
It's like an echo in here. And Mad Alice, would you like us to show the picture of the thing behind the bar?
Go on, show the picture.
Go on.
Show the famous picture.
It's terrifying.
Terrifying.
It actually is terrifying, to be fair. Yeah, have you not seen Twin Peaks? David
Is
Lynch,
that
yeah?
Pete?
Oh, brilliant.
Pete, is that you?
No, somebody looks like somebody with an afro. To be fair.
So have you seen the picture?
Yes.
Yeah, so the picture is of this bar. It's a bit bright, so I don't know if you can see it behind me, but it's of this bar behind me. Now, because it is such a haunted building, they do actually hold quite a few haunted nights here at the Golden Fleece. And this actually took place in 2015, so not that long ago. There was a haunted investigation, and as part of the investigation, the investigators were served food. So they were actually in here in the dining room. There's a lot of dining tables around us, and they were stationed up here. They took a shot of the bar. In fact, I'll show you where it was shot.
Shall I go
from.
stand and be the man?
Yeah, you can stand and be the man. So I think it was actually
Be
taken
the man,
from
Joe.
this
You
perspective
like
here.
that?
Where's my big brother? He's here.
So it's kind of taken. I can't actually see you.
Cheeky man.
Where are you? There, a bit further down.
Is he here?
There we go. Beyond. There we go. Behind the bar taps. There we go. Can we see her? Is she there? I need to station myself. There we go. There she is.
Oh,
So
you're
the picture-
spooky. Oh,
I
that's
know.
really bright. She's like a bright man.
It is. It's because of the bright
Starman.
lights behind. Oh, that's just Joe's aura. I
Of
can't
course,
decide.
Aurora. Yeah, she's
Aurora.
definitely
Aurora.
Borealis. Yeah.
Do you get the feeling this is like car crash TV?
No, wonderful, darling. Keep going. I'm loving it.
Keep going. Okay, pretend nothing's happened. Pretend I'm sober. Okay, so basically the photograph was taken. They were sat at a table here and they were looking over at the bar over there. And in that photograph, you can actually see there seems to be a dark shadow behind the bar taps, and it actually takes on, you can clearly see the head, the shoulders, and the arms, as if they're literally just stationed by the bar taps over here. There we go. As if it's literally taken there. Now, I'm trying to look for it as I'm talking, but the story goes that there was actually a landlord of this pub that actually hanged himself in this very room. And supposedly you can see the hook attached to the beam where he actually hanged himself. I can't see it for now, but I'm sure it's somewhere here. So the story goes that they believe that that dark shadow is actually one of the previous landlords. Where am I looking? Ah, really?
I think it's actually small.
That, I mean, will that support a man? Do you know? Can you see it there?
I can support a man. Oh.
Well, I know you can, but that's... There are several, in fact, looking at it now, there are several hooks in the roof, in the ceiling, in the beams there. But there's another one over there. I hope you can see that as well. So yeah, the story goes that there was actually an old landlord of the pub that in fact hanged himself here as well. Like I say, if you are brave enough, you can actually spend the night here at the Golden Fleece. In fact, it was featured on Most Haunted. If you watch that program or believe in that program, they actually did a night here, I think, with Scott Mills. I'm not sure when it's reopening, so this is where I need to catch sort of. Is it opening on the 4th of July? I'm looking out through the beer garden. give me a number when it's reopening.
Can they hear you?
Yes, they can see us.
Yeah, but they're watching online, so there's obviously a delay.
Oh, the living lady's coming.
So I will try and plug it as when they reopen.
But when you're ready, darling, come back to the shop. Oh no, hang on. Yes, you come back to the shop, and then you've got one more sneaky.
Okay, they've just confirmed they are opening on the 4th of July.
Yay!
It is on the 4th of July. So you can come back in here on the 4th of July, and they will serve you these pints. They will tell you a little bit about One Eye Jack. They will not knock on the window ever again. And frighten the life out of you.
Darling, when
I know, right. I'm gonna wave goodbye to them, and then I'm gonna come back to the shop. So
I can't wait to see you.
Right, they're all having a party out there. I should probably join them actually. So yeah, we're making our way back to the shop. I don't know if I'm still on, and I'll tell you what I'm doing.
You are still on.
Okay, so we're passing all the death mask, which they used to do back in the day, of famous bodies. Cromwell had his death mask done, and yeah, so we're
just
fortunately it's literally next door to the York Gin shop at the bottom of the
so we're going to do the whole spin thing again.
They did photographs of people.
It's still yittering
They
on.
just leave it. The guy.
Talking about it.
Yeah, no, they did used to do death portraits. They believe the fact that if they captured a photograph at the right moment,
they're here.
they
Oh
can
my
actually
God,
see
they're
bodies
here.
or
Ready?
the
Are you ready?
spirits leaving.
We're spinning again. Here we go. Door. Honestly, they're so needy. So needy. In lockdown. So they're back. They were literally next door. Okay. So the good news is they're back in the shop. Hello. Back in the room. They have got one teeny tiny little thing left to do. And it's the tiniest thing, but it involves another cocktail. So Mad Alice, are you going to knit there quickly and then come back? Oh, yeah. Oh, she's forgotten that. So, no. So we're going to spin back again, and I've got one more cocktail to make, and she's going to go to the very place of this cocktail. One more spirit. Woo! Are you ready? Let's go. Go. Right. Okay. There we go. Switch back to me. Back to me. Hang on, you two. Just stay where you are. Stay where you are. Are you ready? Shush. You're so very noisy. Right. Are you ready? It's coming to me. Shush. Honestly, they're so noisy. Just stay there. Here we go. A very, very quick. Now, this is called a lady pecket. They have literally nipped next door to the snicket that goes down the back of the York Gin shop. Whoop, hello. That's gone down the back of the York Gin shop. Oh, and now they're pulling faces. They're so grown up. So here we go. Are you ready? 2 London drives. Quickly. It's going to be the quickest thing. I've got a Collins glass full of ice already. Are you ready? Woo! Don't put them on. They're so good. They're so good. So naughty. They're pulling faces at me. It's really naughty. Right, we're going to put a lemon juice in there. There's one I made earlier. Whoop, there it goes. Lemon juice in there already. I'm going to put, now this is the exciting bit. They've already taken this, but I'm going to pop in a big dash. Now this is exciting, of lavender syrup. Oh, they're now mooning at me at the shop window. Stop it. You're so naughty. This is lavender syrup, and there's a reason for this. They might be a little bit drunk, viewer. I think they might. There you go. Lavender syrup, in it goes. I'm going to put a big glug of lavender syrup. And so look at the colour. You know, big glug. So excited. I was the sensible one. I think we all knew it, to be honest. There we go. I'm going to top up and champagne. All the cocktails today are topped up with champagne. There we go. They're so naughty. They're talking behind the teacher's back. That's so naughty. Yeah, they're actually shit-faced. It's very, very naughty. Who knew I was the sober one? So naughty. I've told them, do you know what? There's not enough lavender in there for me. In it goes. A bit more lavender. I want some colour in my drink. There you go. So in my garden, I have beautiful lavender plants. Here there. Do you know, I'll just carry on, dear reader. Who knew what they were doing? Here's my lavender from my garden. In it goes. From my garden. In it goes.
Is that from your lady garden?
From my lady garden, that's right. And I'm also going to put a lemon wheel in there as well. There we go. So I've got lavender and lemon in there, and a lot of gin. Right, ladies, do your worst. They are like sniggering children out the back there. Emma. Oh, actually, do you know what? That's really nice. It's actually really nice. It's lovely. They are naughty, sniggering children. Children.
Your lady garden's very nice. It's a pleasant drink. It's very fragrant.
It's in tip-top condition, I think you'll find.
Very, very. So, as you can see behind me, I will try. Joe's whispering naughty things in my ear.
Things, yes.
It's all Joe. It's all Joe. There's a bus going past us.
That's nice.
We're at Lady Peckett's yard, which is the inspiration. I put my lavender in my thing. Can you see? There we go. But Lady Peckett's yard, which is actually one of my favourite snickerways of the city.
Ooh, see? They just come on.
I know, right? So I turn the lights on. Yeah. But I like Lady Peckett's yard because it gives you a feel to what sort of like old York would have been like. So you've got obviously your Tudor building.
Yeah, drunk.
I know. The difference is I usually get drunk, but it's never been filmed before or streamed out live. So, so I'm now getting a feel of what I actually look like in real life when I'm drunk. But this is actually the York Gin building to my left. To your right. Right.
Right. I think it's right.
Just saying. Right. When you've had a few, it changes. So yeah, so it's over on the right.
Just over here.
Over here. Over here. Thank you, Phil.
Now, it does fine.
Lady Peckett, back on subject. Back on brand. Lady Peckett was actually the wife of the Lord Mayor, John Peckett, who owned the Golden. Why are you sniggering at me? That was true. She's not happy.
That's not even funny, you naughty.
Hang off, Joe.
Not even funny.
So, John Peckett was Lord Mayor of York in 1702, and he actually owned the Golden Fleece pub where we have just been. Now,
right.
That Lady Peckett herself, who was also named Alice, was actually based over at the Golden Fleece, and she likes to appear to visitors, particularly in one of the rooms upstairs. She's been seen sort of gliding through the corridors, and on occasion she's actually been noted with the smell of lavender, which is why we have the lavender gins here. Which
I have to say, that lavender is from my garden. It's beautiful lady garden lavender.
I know.
Nice.
That's why I said we like your lady garden cocktail. It's very nice.
It's very fragrant.
Always, darlings, always.
The lavender or the lady garden? What? Oh, there's no wonder 18 is watching. Oh, Mum and Dad's watching. Oh no, I'm sorry.
No, we love you. You're our favourite stabler. You are our favourite stabler.
Who's a stabler? Who's a stabler? What's that?
No, one's our
No,
favourite.
Noel
Down in
Stabler.
the future.
Yeah, Noel Stabler. He is good.
He is fantastic. Love him. Pit, pitty, pat, pit, pit, pat.
He did it far better than Hugh Grant.
Infinitely better.
He did.
Everyone else is like, what?
He's a legend.
I know.
My Dallas's descendant is a legend.
The
Descendant.
legend.
That's weird.
Right, when you're ready, darlings, come back to the shop. It's all going to go tits up in the shop. So here we go.
We like that sound of that.
We're coming back.
Tits up, it's the mothership.
Come on, girls. Right, my
In
darlings.
comparison to Lady Peckett to York Gin, that is the York Gin shop right here. The alleyway next to it is Lady Peckett's yard. And on the other side is literally the
Our toilets. That's what it is.
You
Is that what I mean?
down, don't you?
They're here. Good people. M's put me back on Biggs.
pop it in.
Right, the good news is M put me back on Biggs. Here we go. So, it's me. I'm back in the room. Hurrah. So, the good news is they've been around all the pubs. Unbelievably, they've made it back to the York Gin shop. So, it's quite astonishing. So, the good news is for those that have to dash off and do stuff, you may leave. But for those, no, oh my God, for those that have to leave, there is a code. The code for your 10% off this week is, of course, cheers. Cheers. And the person that has won our spot prize this week, it's no, you bloody can't. No, you can't. She's, do you know what? I've put my glasses on and everything. Here she comes. Hi, Alice. There it is. If you've got better eyesight than me, you can see it. Oh, I know this person as well. It is.
What have they won? Is it
It's
good?
a prize. It's a prize.
Oh, it's a gin prize. It's a good prize. It's a good prize. But Mark Scott Shaw,
Yes.
you have won whatever it is that you won. What they won?
You'll be getting a great prize, and Emma will be in contact with you to just discuss your gym prize. Right, now, lovelies. So, what we're going to do now? Honestly, she's endless. She's endless. So, what we're going to do now is we're going to finish the formal York Gin tour. She's back. For God's sake, she's back. There she is. Oh, get away from me, you 2-meter queen. So, what we're going to do now is we're going to finish the official York Gin last live Friday thing, whatever we call it. If you need to go, we love you. Come here. She's part of, she's my bubble. No, she's part. Jo is part of my bubble. So come here, my bubble. Go into my bubble, Maud. Jo is part of my bubble. God help me all. But do you know what?
What?
And I said I wouldn't get emotional. I will always get emotional because we've been with you guys for far too long. I think it's something ridiculous. I think we've done 15 mad shows. We have loved every second with you guys. We have
not every
she clearly hasn't loved every second. I have loved every second. We have done without these shows during our lockdown, we would have been, well, Jo and I,
15 weeks. I only got invited twice.
I know, it's shocking, really. Who knew? I know, but it has been astonishing.
She's a newcomer and she thinks she rules it.
Yes, I know. Best newcomer of the year. We're best shop of the year, I have you know. We're best shop. She's best of the year.
I didn't mean best newcomer I meant best newcomer to York Gin show.
Do you know what, people? We have had a blast. It has made our lockdown. We have had the most astonishingly fabulous time. Yes, loads of people. It's actually
probably just us.
there's still loads of people. So we love you all. There's never better stuff to do in a private.
People are still watching. Are we?
We still love you. We still love you. Thank you. We can only say thank you. Come and visit us. The shop will be open from next Saturday. You know, we will be here. Joe and I will be in some sort of weird bubble thing going on.
Are we finishing?
Yeah, no. Well, we're going to continue. We're going to tell the people that we're going to continue. So if you need to go, shut up. She's like a naughty daughter, isn't she?
I'm
She's
really hot. It's too hot.
It's very hot in here. So what's going to happen now is we will stop the official broadcast because shh, we're going to. I know what's happening. We're going to stop the official chit chat.
She's like a school mom.
Honestly, I'm the sensible. Who knew I was the sensible one?
We all did.
I know it's true. I have always been. It's a great disappointment to all my parents that I'm the sensible one. It is. Why am I the sensible one? So the good news is,
Hi, Maureen.
hi, Mum. If you want,
You're my favourite.
It's a good time to say thank you to all your good friends.
if you want to stay with us,
everyone,
we are going to stay. If you need to leave us,
we thank you all. Our
don't leave us.
We love you so much.
Do you know what? She's going to run credits, and we're all going to still be here drinking cocktails.
We wouldn't have. It
No.
just means so much because we wouldn't have known who we were talking to. People coming in and saying hi and week in, week out.
I know.
We love you so
So
much.
the
Thank
good
you.
news is our thank yous as always. So
What?
you've seen her arms, but the actual person that made
Emma,
all this
get around
happen
here.
is Emma. Get in. We're gonna put some clothes on. She never has any clothes. Here she comes. This is Emma. Emma is the Yorkshire director who made all this happen. And you know what? Guy won't join us.
He's my. Can't you say it's my family? I have a very good therapist.
Family.
Well, I don't know about that, but she's my family.
He is your family, darling.
And I
And
love him.
we love you all. We love every single person who comes to your team.
Well, maybe not all of you. Maybe some of you we don't like very much. We won't tell you who.
That's not true. We love everyone that we do.
Thank you.
Come and
Thank
see
you,
us in the
thank
shop.
you.
Come and see in the shop. If it's not us, it doesn't matter. Every single person who works here is awesome.
They are.
We love you all.
It's true.
Please come back. We're open from next Saturday, which is the 4th of July. We're going to stay online. We just want to say thanks to anybody that's helped with this show. So it was always Emma. She's always here. Guy's always here. Bryony's always here. Simon's always here.
She's one of my visitors.
Oh, hi, Yolanda. She's in the Netherlands. Oh, Yolanda. She is. So the good news is,
Best place ever.
we will stay online for a more informal chat, but we're going to roll credits now. If you don't want to go,
If you'd like
Cool.
to stay and have a chat,
It'll
we're
be very
here. We'd love to
informal.
speak to you.
we'll have to put our glasses on because we can't see it. But we love you, love you, love you all. Thank you. And good night.
I know.
Oh, wow.